Hey folks, I hope we've all regained our composure after the balancing changes and the slightly mean Christmas fare served up to us by the developers. Um, yeah, it was a difficult week, wasn't it? I think on the forums and in the discords. I'm just going to be controversial and say, for the most part, I'm for it. I think the environment had got ridiculously hostile and quick, and I think I've already noticed it's a lot more creative and fun and interesting now. So yeah, that works for me for the most part. There were some I thought were perhaps over the top or unnecessary. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about tokens. And token number 301 is the Black Nightmare, created by Ashiok Wicked Manipulator, a Vanguard from Bloomburrow, which has a -2 to create this unique token. Nothing else makes the Black Nightmare token. So we've hit -2 and we've put it into play. And let's have a look at it. Black Nightmare, it's mythic. It has Death Touch and Berserker, and you may have noticed that I muted, I've disabled, in fact, my opponent's creatures because I want to keep this on the board long enough to test it. It's 1/1, it's black and has the creature type Nightmare. And then when this creature deals combat damage to your opponent's planeswalker, exile the top card of your library. This card gains the Nightmare emblem. So the card in your exile gets a Nightmare emblem. And then when this creature dies or loses a reinforcement, you lose 5 life. We'll test all of these things. The Nightmare emblem, what that does is that Ashiok's -7, I think it is, the Vanguard, says you gain life and your opponent loses life, which is the number of cards in your exile with the Nightmare emblem, which, as you can imagine, is never going to be a big number. Because this thing can only make one per turn. I think you can make one with your Vanguard as well, but again, it's a -7. You need -2 to put the Black Nightmare into play. It's never going to be a big number, so I wouldn't worry about the Nightmare emblem part, but we will test that it works. I think the Berserker and Death Touch is more interesting because obviously this thing will take out one of your opponent's creatures for you. Let's look at the artwork, and I think this is really splendid. Beautiful, evil-looking. What is it? A horse? A stag? I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, it's a nice piece of work, a nice steed, and this is by Raymond Swanland, who appeared all the way back in video number 27. He did the 5/5 Dragon token, which was in April 2024. I've been at this for over a year and a half. I must need my brain checking. Do support our artists, even if you don't feel like supporting the devs at the moment. You can go onto Raymond Swanland's website and buy a print of any Magic card that he's made for just as little as $20. So yeah, go and support the artists. Right, we've got some stuff to test, haven't we? We want to let this thing attack, so we need to get round to our turn, because obviously I've just summoned it now, and I've got my hand all muted down. I don't want to be playing cards just now. We'll draw. This is a great card from the new set, Prison Term. Very, very mean, reminiscent of Sigarda's Imprisonment. Do you remember that? And this is one of the greatest cards we ever got, Teferi Vanguard. There we go. Right. No, we don't need to worry about you. Let's worry about attacking. We need to make a swap first. There we go. Let's attack. And yeah, did you notice we added +1 to our exile? So when we get round to my next turn, I'll check that that card has got the Nightmare emblem. So last card in was Mystical Teachings, and there it is. Brilliant. And there's the Nightmare emblem. And you can see I did this video before Mystical Teachings was nerfed. Ha 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 ha. So yeah, that's the Nightmare emblem. That works. Now the other thing is we need to just check this last bit. When this creature dies or loses a reinforcement, I lose 5 life. I don't know, why should I? That feels a bit mean. Why should I get punished for this thing dying? But anyway, let's test it. Do I lose 5 life? Yes, I do. And that's the Black Nightmare token.